Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Sam and today it is time for my first TBR of 2025. I really hope that everyone has had a safe and happy new year, and I hope that everyone has just the best year ever. I'm very excited to be picking my first TBR for 2025 and my TBR for January. For this month, no different than what I've been saying for the past number of months, I would love to knock some series off my current series tracker list. There's a number of books that came out in the last few months of 2024 that I really wanted to get to. I was so excited and just still have not yet read them. So hopefully the TBR jar will be nice to me and will lend the prompts to fit the books that I have tippy top on my TBR. I'm putting positive vibes into there. Hopefully the jar will reciprocate and we'll have a great first month of the year. As per usual, let's give it a good shake. I'm going to be picking 6 prompts. As per usual, give me some time to mood read a bit, read some library holds if I have any, and let's just see what we get. Prompt number 1 is the shortest book on your TBR. That took me a minute to find. I really don't have any novellas or anything on my TBR currently. I feel like this would have been a great prompt for December and for the holiday season. I've been really reading a lot of holiday novellas, but I remembered and found The Hunted Heir by Holly Renee. This is book 2 in the Veiled Kingdom series. The first book was pretty good, and I would like to continue this series, and this book is only 240 pages, so this really shouldn't take very long at all, and I think this is a great first book to put on my January TBR. Just a little short book as well as continuing a series. Just taking off all the boxes. It's been a minute since I read the first book in that series, so we'll see if I remember anything that's going on. But prompt number 2. Oh, try again. This one's all fell. A book with a cartoon cover. Okay, for this prompt, I feel like this is cheating a little bit because this book has a couple different covers, and the cover that I like and the cover that's on the Kindle is not the cartoon cover, but this book does have a cartoon cover, and that is Pucking Sweet by Emily Rath. I want to get to this book so badly. Yeah, so we're gonna pick this one. This is the next book in the Jacksonville Rays series. This is officially book 3, but there's been a couple novellas and like collection of bonus chapters, so this is the next book. Very excited. I've been thinking about this book and trying to fit this book into TBRs for months, ever since it came out, I think in September or October. So very, very excited to get this book on this TBR. Prompt number 3. A memoir. Not quite the vibe that I really wanted to go for this month, but I feel like that's a good start to the year. There have been a couple memoirs or like biographies that I have been wanting to pick up on audio. I feel like that's kind of the way to go with biographies or memoirs, especially when the person that it's about is narrating it. I think that's a lot of fun. Okay, so the 2 memoirs that are coming to mind instantly is Spare by Prince Harry. I feel like that book was going around a little while ago, and I've been wanting to pick up and listen to it for a while, as well as Friends, Lovers, and The Big Terrible Thing by Matthew Perry. I was also just looking through, and Ina Garten just came out with a memoir, and I loved watching The Barefoot Contessa when I was growing up. Okay, I think I am going to go with Ina Garten's memoir, Be Ready When the Luck Happens. Just the title and something about this one is really speaking to me and sort of the mood that I'm in. And I just feel like this book is what I need right now. It's also not super long, which I feel like might work better. Okay, prompt number 4. A book that came out in 1998. So this prompt is really supposed to be like reading books from the year that you were born. So I'm a 98 baby, aging myself on the internet here. But I feel like I really need to do some research with this prompt and a couple of the prompts that I have in here to actually have a list of books that I am interested in reading that fit these prompts instead of just trying to Google the first few things that come up. So I'm gonna pick again. A title that starts with E. Okay, I actually had more selection of books that start with E than I thought, and I've decided that I'm going to pick The End and Then by Hannah Bird. I remember seeing this on, I think, the Bookish Mama's Instagram, and I believe it's like a very emotional romance, sort of like self-rediscovery kind of vibe. It's been on my TBR for about a year, so I'm intrigued to see what it's all about, try a new author, all of the things, and it's also pretty short. So a couple of the other options were the first book in a new fantasy series, and although I really am intrigued to read those books, I don't think I'm quite ready to jump in yet another fantasy series. Prompt number 5. Title starts with P, just all the alphabet titles today. There are so many good choices that I have on my want to read list on Goodreads for books that start with P, but I feel like I have to pick Phantasma by Kaylee Smith for this one. I've been wanting to read this one for months. There's currently only one book out in the series, and yeah, I think it will just be a lot of fun. I do feel like it gives more like fall autumnal vibes, but oh well. And the last prompt for January. A Friends to Lovers. Easy peasy. For this one, I'm going to pick Final Offer by Lauren Asher. This is the third and final book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. This series follows brothers who lost their grandfather, and in order to get their portion of his will, they have to do some task. And so this one follows one of the brothers and his childhood best friend. So I've heard a lot of people say that this one is their favorite. The first 2 books in the series were good, easy to read, but nothing that I was super obsessed with. But I'm excited to get to this 3rd book and finish off the series. This book is pretty chunky. It's almost 600 pages, which is kind of ridiculous for a romance book, but we'll see what goes on in this one. And again, I'm just so excited to have another series able to be ticked off my list and a book that I own physically and have owned for quite a while. Okay, so that is all of the 6 prompts that I'm going to be reading for January. This is the one and only book that I have physically that I will be reading. Everything else is on Kindle, plus an audiobook. So that's fun, a little variety. For January, I have The Hunted Heir by Holly Renee for the shortest book on your TBR. Pucking Sweet by Emily Rath for a book with a cartoon cover. Be Ready When the Luck Happens by Ina Garten for a memoir. The End and Then by Hannah Bird for a book that starts with E. Phantasma by Kylie Smith for a book that starts with P. And The Final Offer by Lauren Asher for a Friends to Lovers book. I'm really excited for this TBR. I think this is a great TBR for the start of the year. There's a variety of books and genres and lengths, so I think it'll be really fun and an easier TBR to start the month or start the year. That is everything for today's video. Let me know what you are excited to read for January. If you have read any of these books, I would love to chat with you. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like so that I know. I hope that you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!